Happening right now at 6. An early morning shooting leaves one man dead. What authorities say happened. Plus, a local tradition coming to a close today. How local artists and some from across the state put their talents to the test. And balloon debates. How the U.S. is handling the debates on balloons and what questions still remain.
From 13 WREX, your weather authority. This is 13 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Samantha Soto. Let's get to our top story tonight. One man is dead following a shooting this morning. Rockford police say tweeted a shooting took place on the 1300 block of 7th Avenue before noon this morning, where the man was said to have life-threatening injuries. Rockford Police Department says the man was in a vehicle when he was shot. Officers were called to the scene just before 11 this morning when they found the man dead. Chief Red points out this is the second fatal shooting in Rockford within a week, both happening in broad daylight.
This gun violence is absolutely ridiculous. I've got detectives that are working around the clock to solve these crimes, but with our relationships that we have with some of our other criminal justice partners, we're going to step things up, but at the same time, I'm going to tell you, we need the community to do its part also.
Officers are now investigating a possible suspect, but no further information is available at this time. Stay with 13 News as we continue to bring you up to date as details become available. And a Rockford man has died after being involved in a 3-car crash in rural DeKalb County last night. DeKalb County Sheriff says 57-year-old Greg Knapp died on Glidden Road at River Lane near Kingston. Knapp was hit head-on by another car that crossed the center line and then taken to the hospital where he later died. The driver of the other car was identified as 19-year-old from Rochelle, was also taken to the hospital. His condition was not released by authorities, and the driver of a third car swerved out of the way to avoid the crash and was not hurt. The crash remains under investigation by the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office. Switching gears now to weather, you are looking at the St. Louis Arch in Missouri, where they saw sunny skies and temperatures close to 50 degrees. Here in the state line, we saw temperatures in the low to mid 40s today with clear blue skies as well. Your Weather Authority meteorologist joins us now. Kelsey, how long is this sunshine going to stick around?
Yes, Sam, we're going to be seeing these sunny conditions stick around for the rest of the weekend with clear skies as well. Temperatures right now in Rockford are in the 30s, 35 degrees in Rockford, 37 in Freeport, and 36 in Monroe. With those clear skies, we'll continue to see those clear skies into the overnight hours, and temperatures across the board are in the upper 30s to low 40s, 40 degrees in Dixon, 37 in Freeport, 36 in Mount Morris, and 35 in Rockford. So a little bit of a chilly night, but still rather mild for overall. And the next couple of hours will be dropping back down into the low 30s, eventually into the upper 20s for the rest of the night with those clear skies overall. I'll have a full look at your forecast and what you can expect in the coming days in just a little bit. Back over to you, Sam.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Kelsey. Now, speaking of beautiful weather, hundreds of people got out to take advantage of that weather today in Rockford and look at some incredible masterpieces made completely of snow. Now, 13 WREX's Destin Howard was there. And Destin, tell us all about how awesome it was.
Sam, a frozen frisbee happening today in Mississippi Park in Rockford. I'm talking about the 37th annual snow sculpting competition. I talked to those competitors today about what makes this event so special.
It is an art show where snow is the medium and nature is the backdrop.
The Illinois Snow Sculpting Competition is back in Rockford now after 37 years. People from across the state still coming to compete in this friendly competition.
It's wonderful to see the people and the families that come back year after year. And they come back not only to see the sculptures, but to interact with the sculptors themselves.
The Keith Country Day School team won first place in the high school division for their sculpture, Be Nice.
We didn't expect to get 3 awards, especially since we got second place last year, but that was it. But it feels really rewarding after all of the work that we put in.
The Windy City Snowmen, also first place winners in the state division for their sculpture Don't Take the Bait, say they loved getting a chance to interact with the younger artist.
Well, that high school group you just interviewed was, Kim was mentoring them through the whole couple days, so.
That was my kids. They won.
I mean, that's what it's all about. You know?
Honestly, taking stuff from the state team is really helpful. We incorporated ice in our sculpture as ice wings for bees, and we actually got the idea for that from a state team.
The weather proved to be warmer than the sculptors would have liked, with temperatures in the lower 40s, even pushing one team to withdraw. However, those who stayed in the competition were able to persevere.
We're happy that the sculptures are still standing right now, because that was, a concern that isn't going to warm up too much on Saturday.
We've been in weather like this with international teams, guys from Germany, Russia, China, and out of 15 pieces, 5 fell. And, with this group, it's a state event. We got high schools. Nobody fell.
26 teams were a part of this year's competition, and officials are looking to have even more next year. For more information on how you can sign up, you can contact the Rockford Park District for more information. Sam, back over to you.
All right, some serious sculptors. Thank you, Dustin. Switching gears now, a 16-year-old boy has been charged with murder in the fatal shooting of 2 students at a Chicago high school back in December. The teen has been charged with 2 counts of felony first-degree murder and 2 counts of felony attempted murder, according to Chicago police. The 4 teenagers were shot December 16th at Benito Juarez High School, and the teen was arrested on Thursday after tips from the public. The minor is expected to appear in bond court today, and his name has not been released yet due to his age, but he may be charged as an adult. Also in Chicago, a man whose legs were amputated in 2017 after a car pinned him against the front of a 7-Eleven has reached a settlement with the convenience store chain. A Cook County judge approved the $91 million settlement this week, the same day the man's lawsuit was set for jury trial. The man's attorney said the crash is one of thousands of similar accidents that help him in the case and could have been avoided had the store installed ballards, thick posts in between the store and parking lot. And new at 5, 6 Chinese companies tied to airships and balloons are being restricted from obtaining U.S. technology without government authorization. This comes after the shooting down of the balloon last week and the Chinese government issuing an apology. They later said that the President Biden said he would deal with it effectively, but did not. The Chinese companies now pose a threat to national security and support the Chinese government's modernization efforts. Now, another unidentified object was shot down over Alaska by the U.S. with no idea of its purpose. Right now, government officials have so far not indicated there is any apparent connection to the Chinese balloon shot down last weekend. Gloria Pazmino has the latest.
We have no further details about the object at this time, including any description of its capabilities, purpose, or origin.
President Joe Biden is calling it a success after the U.S. shot down a high-altitude object off the coast of Alaska on Friday. Many questions remain, but the object has been described as being about the size of a small car and was first detected Thursday. It was assessed to be unmanned, and the Pentagon press secretary said it posed a reasonable threat to civilian air traffic as it was flying at 40,000 feet.
Could be a drone, could be a balloon, could be any number of objects. We simply do not know, and the forensics will reveal all of this.
Another big unanswered question is where the object came from. Recovery efforts are underway to retrieve what's left.
It would appear, though, that just from its size, that it didn't represent the technology that apparently was represented on the Chinese balloon.
This comes nearly a week after U.S. fighter jets downed a suspected Chinese surveillance balloon off the coast of South Carolina. The U.S. Navy and Coast Guard are still working to recover that debris.
USS Carter Hall remains in the vicinity of the debris field and is leading the recovery efforts.
For now, the U.S. is not indicating a connection between the unidentified object and the Chinese balloon. I'm Gloria Pasmino reporting.
Well, coming up, how one medical center is making sure your furry friends are being taken care of on an emotional level. And we recap the top stories of the week, including the closing of a major racetrack.
And the theme for the next couple of days is sunny and warm. I'll tell you just how warm we get coming up next.
And for local news, weather, and sports on your schedule, make sure to download the 13 News app for your streaming device. We're live on Apple TV, Amazon, Fire TVs, and Roku media players. The best part, it's free. Just search 13.